Camera. Action, action, action. Ladies and gentlemen, this is HB in the house, calling actually from Dallas, Texas. Are we in Allen or Dallas?
Allen.
Allen, Texas, and we are right now counting down for what? Freedom.
That's it.
Absolutely. We actually have a full house that you see here today right now. We've got much of the staff that we have here who has been working incredibly hard to bring you what we call the best opportunity on the face of the planet. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege and honor of being able to be your presenter today. My name is Holton Buggs, for those of you who have had not a chance to meet me. And hopefully you can see me, and hopefully I appear a little bit more clear to you than I appear myself. But we wanted to give you a chance to really see some of the staff. We got an entire room full here in the boardroom as we're putting many other things together right now for a global expansion that's taking place. And I know in some of the future presentations, we'll have some of our top people actually kind of let you know who they are, what their responsibilities are. But I can tell you right now, we've got a team here that's working for you pretty much around the clock, from our programmers to our customer service to our admin to our marketing team that we have, the executives. We've got David Manning, who's just racking up frequent flyer miles like crazy from city to city with the tours. He was in Chicago last night. So those of you who are in Chicago, hats off to you. I know it was a packed house we had there last night. And I want to go ahead and just say congratulations to everybody that's been participating on these calls. Yesterday, we actually launched the initial what we call pre-launch. And yesterday, we actually had 2 calls yesterday, and they were absolutely, completely full yesterday. I don't know how many connections, but between one call alone, I believe we had nearly 3,000 connections. Some of the rooms had over 200 people in them. Some connections had 20 people. Some connections had 5. Some connections were 3. Some connections had 15. But I know yesterday we exposed this business to, I would venture to say, tens of thousands of people were exposed to Countdown for Freedom on yesterday. And so today, ladies and gentlemen, is an opportunity meeting that we put together this AM because we had some requests specifically from our friends in the East who said, hey, listen, 2:00 p.m. Central Standard Time is a little bit late over in Africa and over in some of those other areas. So what we did is we adjusted. Why? As I mentioned yesterday, this is what we call the FUBU company, for us, by us. And what do I mean by that? For those of you who don't know me, the last 28 years, my wife and I have actually invested into the field, being distributors in network marketing. I got started when I was in college, and I never forget, it was my freshman year of college when I was invited to a meeting, and I had no idea what I was going to. And I get to this meeting, and all I knew is that there's all of these people dressed up in suits. And if you were from where I was, you didn't wear suits. And nobody in my family wore suits. And the majority of people in my family actually wore name tags because everybody was blue collar workers. And so when I walk into this room, I felt completely out of place. And I never forget, it was a retired pharmacist actually giving a presentation. And I remember it specifically to this day. And when he got into the compensation plan and I saw this math, and for me, it was brand new math. And I never forget, I became a little angry at my parents because I'm like, why didn't they tell me about this concept called network marketing? And I was so excited. I was one of the first people to raise my hand looking for an application, wanting to sign up, because I had saw something that really attracted and connected to my dream. As a young boy growing up, I wanted to be a professional football player, and that never happened. And but the reason I wanted to be a professional football player is not because I wanted to go out there and take those hits. It was because I saw a lifestyle that people were having on television, whereas I could make a difference, and I could be one of the very first people in my family to make it out of what we call the hood. That was really one of my biggest goals for being able to do that. Well, not being able to play professional football, that didn't work. And so I went to school, but I wasn't such a great student. Very first person in my family to go to college, but I'm also the first person in my family to drop out of college, all right? So I actually broke 2 records that I tell people I'm proud of. And so I was always looking for a way. And when I went to that meeting and I looked into the eyes of those people who were there, and I'll never forget seeing that presenter, I was excited. And I knew that here was a non-conventional way for me to be able to earn money as long as I'm able to develop myself and have an incredible work ethic and a habit of building a business. And we went out there and we did it. And here's my story. Many of you who are out there right now, you probably have been in this industry of network marketing. Some of you have probably never been involved, and some of you have been involved and succeeded and done quite well. Well, I wasn't the overnight success story. People look at me today and says, wow, you really made it overnight. And it did. My overnight success story took about 18 years, okay? 18 years overnight for me to actually start the process of really making some significant income in this industry. My first 7 years of building a network marketing business, I never built the team that had actually exceeded 49 people. And all 49 people were not in at one time. And I never forget that I would always attend every meeting. I would attend every single training, and I would do everything that I thought was required to make the business work. But I never could get on the other side of money. But I tell people today, I never regret 1 ounce of time. I never regret $1 that I actually invested. Because during that time, I was actually getting educated by what I believe to be some of the most charismatic, some of the most intelligent, self-educated people on the face of the planet when it comes to business. And I can tell you, if it wasn't for those 7 years of me not even making $500 a month and 7 years, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest reason for being on this call is after I did get on the other side of money and network marketing, after I took all of the skills, the assets that I had, put it together and learned how to really create culture and systems, I realized that success in network marketing is not easy. And I'm here to tell you right now that network marketing has never been an easy business. But what we've done is we have actually put together a system and a formula that we believe makes it much easier than it has ever been before. One of the things that I looked at after building teams now in excess of over 3 million distributors and doing over $3 billion in sales just in my own organization, what I realized is that there were a lot of other Holton Buggses that are out there. There are a lot of people that walk into meetings, and maybe you're looking at this call right now saying, is it really true? Can I make it happen? See, this call is not about becoming a millionaire. That's an entirely whole nother strategy that must be employed, but you're responsible if you ever want to become a millionaire. There's nothing that I can do to force that upon you. But some of you are right now just wondering, is there a way for me to just increase my income if I can actually make an extra $500, an extra $1,000 per month? You know, I was reading a study and it said that an extra $500 per month would have prevented over 60% of the people from filing bankruptcy. We live in a country where I live in America, whereas there's so much wealth here, but still people are suffering, and they're suffering in silence because there's no options. There's no way. What I was taught is go to school, get a good education, and go get a good job. And now how many of you have done the exact same thing and you realize that that good job or that good education really didn't work? But what typically happens is this, is we're all creatures of habit. And what we do is we continue to perpetuate the exact same philosophy that didn't work. And so many of us who knew that it didn't work for us, guess what we're telling our children? Go to school, get a good education, and go get a good job. And there's nothing wrong with a good job, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to put down any profession whatsoever, because I have a lot of family members and close relatives that I love who have a job. But I can tell you this, when you've got a big dream and you're using that vehicle called a job to get it, sometimes there's a huge gap that's actually there. And so what we actually did is came together to form a company to actually bridge that gap. Some of you out there are doing extremely well financially, but maybe you're time poor. Maybe you don't have the time to go out there and invest with your family. I never forget, I had a neighbor of mine who earned a $100 million contract. It was an NBA contract. And some people looked at him and envied him because of all the money that he had. And I never forget sitting down and talking to him. And he told me, he says, Holton, I would love to have the lifestyle that my wife and my children have. He says, every day I watch my kids grow up through the pictures that I have in my locker because I'm not at home. We play over 82 games in a year's schedule, and I'm only home about 20% of the time. He never had a chance to see his kids walk for the first time. He never went to their recitals. He never went to the games because he was out there earning a living. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we want to share with you a concept that is actually encompass what we call lifestyle. This is why we call it Countdown for Freedom. Lifestyle is not only about having money. Lifestyle is not only about having time. Lifestyle is about being able to compress time and having money both in the same sentence. You know, by a show of hands, for many of you out there, how many of you know people who got a lot of time but no money? How many of you know people who've got a lot of money but no time? Most of us do. And so what we want to do right now is give you an opportunity to see what we've actually put together, a business for you that is so simple, a business that is actually revolutionizing the entire industry of network marketing. And I can tell you right now, the buzz over the entire industry, I've never in my 28 years seen the type of buzz and excitement that's actually happening right now. And I can tell you right now, I'm so grateful and so proud to be at the forefront leading the charge on what we believe is the most revolutionary opportunity that I've ever seen on the face of the planet. And so what we're going to do now is get right into our presentation and really start to share with you how our concept works. And from time to time, you may end up seeing some of our staff actually have to walk out because many of them actually are making sure that the opportunity that you are a part of is actually working. And so I'll give them one chance to wave at you again. And if they need to leave, they'll be able to leave. But let's go ahead and wave at them, everyone. Let's go ahead and wave at everybody who's watching us right now. Big crowd of people. We actually really appreciate each and every one of them. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and hopefully I can get into play mode here. And let's talk about Countdown for Freedom. Okay? Right now, we talked about time for what we call an evolution. You know, it's time for an evolution in the industry of network marketing. 28 years of being in the network marketing industry, what I did is I had a chance to step back and wonder, why is it that after over 60 plus years in this industry, why is it that we have companies or no company has actually surpassed the $11 billion per year mark? Now, some of you may look at that and say, well, that's incredible. You know what? I believe it is. 11 billion or even 1 billion or even 100 million is great. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to challenge what was actually possible. I wanted to take what was unbelievable and make it believable. I wanted to take what was abnormal and make it the norm. In my career in network marketing, one of the things I'm proud of is being able to believe much bigger, much sooner, and have an impact on people to be able to go from where they were before and go to places that they never thought that they could actually go. And that's exactly what we intend to do here with Countdown for Freedom. Now, some of you may be asking, okay, well, what's the name of the company? Well, there's a reason why we haven't put the name of the company out right now. We'll share a little bit about it later. But on March the 8th, we're actually going to do a major VIP event right here in Houston, Texas, as we do a brand and corporate name reveal. And many of you will have the opportunity to actually qualify to be there. There will be only about 250 people who will do that, who will be there. But let's talk about the evolution. It's time right now for network marketing to evolve. What we believe that we found is the answer. I want to kind of share with you a vision of what's been created here. As I sat and thought over my 28 years in network marketing and building teams of over 3 million people, it sounds very impressive. But I can tell you right now is that I only have a little to show for the 3 million people who've come through my organization. Why? Because behavior never lies. What we recognize is that people come into network marketing and then they leave network marketing. Customers come in and customers stop ordering. And what happens is I've built organizations, whereas the number is 3 million distributors, but the actual income is only coming from a few tens of thousands, or maybe about 100 to 200,000 of them. Sounds like a great concept, 200,000, but if you did 3 million to get paid on 200,000, it's a lot of work. So our vision is to build what we call a first-class consumer experience, a business where you can actually build a real customer base that has the potential to be with you for life. You know, in network marketing, I've always been the big advocate of telling people, hey, listen, in network marketing, you're going to sell something. And if you're afraid of sales, don't get in network marketing. I said that for 28 years. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really proud to say that we've designed and built a concept that you don't have to do the selling. There's no selling that's necessary. Even if you wanted to sell, you don't have to do the selling, and still you'll earn money from customers. What we put together is the first, what I call PRIB, P-R-I-B, and that is a perpetual residual income builder. I'll talk to you about how that perpetual residual income builder is actually going to work. Let's talk about the old model. Let's talk about the innovation and the evolution of what we put together here. The old model in network marketing is this, is that customers who actually join your team and become a part of your network, they're typically required to pay more money for a product than they can typically go to the store and buy it. Doesn't mean that your product is bad or just, you know, grossly overpriced, but in network marketing, the company has to pay distributors. The company also has to make a profit. And typically you'll have markups anywhere between 7 to 10, sometimes 12 times markup over the wholesale cost in order for the company to be able to distribute commissions to the organization. And so what happens is we set up customers. Let me give you the real numbers here. When we set up customers, the average customer is going to stay on the product for about 79 days. They spend on the average of about $35 per month, meaning that we get about $105 per year each customer. But guess what? You got to replace a customer 4 times throughout the year to just get a consistent 1 year of sales. What I looked at and I saw is that that model is broken. That model needed to be fixed. It's very similar to what some of the people in new technology ideas have done, such as Uber. They saw that the taxi cab industry was a broken model. And what they did is actually went out there and created a model where it's right from your cell phone. You can push a button and have someone who can do a ride share pick you up within 5 minutes and take you to your destination. Travis Kalanick, because of that vision and that dream, Uber became the fastest growing company in the history of the world. What we're going to do is show you how we're revolutionizing the entire industry in network marketing. In the old model, only the strong recruiters really won, such as myself. I've recruited hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people into my organization. Why? Because I knew I had to put a lot more distributors in order to just get productivity off of a few. Well, what we realize is this. The new model is different. The new model is when you make money when your customers save money. For the very first time in my 28-year career in network marketing, I'm proud to say that the people who will be a part of this company, those who will be a part of this vision, the customers or the distributors only get paid when a customer pays less. It's a foreign concept. Think about it. They pay less than what they can get their service anywhere else in the world, and that's the only time we get paid. If they're forced to pay more, there's no commissions to us. It's a completely opposite model of what you're used to, but that's why we call it a new innovation or the new model in the evolution of networking. How are we going to bring this vision to the world? Well, it all starts with the industry that actually allows us to do it. One of the largest industries in the world, which we know is the travel industry. When you take a look at travel is an $8 trillion per year industry, 8 trillion. Now, before you even have the same reaction that I had, I never forget when he told me about this travel product, my good friend Peter. I said, Peter, you know what, travel, I've done it. I've been there. It's cool. I made money in a compensation plan. But Peter, I never even booked on my own travel website. I never gave it to a customer because they had no incentive to go to my website when they were already familiar with Expedia and Travelocity. And he told me, he says, Holton, this is different. And I didn't pay attention. And ladies and gentlemen, it took me probably about 8 weeks for me to really go back and reinvestigate what my friend had actually shared with me. And once he shared it with me, I never forget it. I was in Miami, Florida, leaving the Kimpton Epic Hotel, going to a meeting in an Uber. And I'm asking him, is this real? Is this real? Is this sustainable? Are you telling me the truth? because when he shared with me what I'm about to share with you, I had never experienced it before. I had never seen a concept that was so simple. And we came up with some ideas about how to deliver commissions, how to deliver an opportunity to the entire global marketplace that nobody has ever done before in the travel industry and in network marketing combined. But take a look at Asia. $6 billion a day is actually spent on travel. 4.8 billion in Europe, 2.8 billion a day in the United States, with almost $1 billion a day in Latin America, and $500 million a day in Africa alone that's taking place. So what are we talking about? We don't have to go out and create a market. Nobody has to go out and invent travel. Nobody has to go out there and sell travel. For those of you who are watching this presentation right now, here's what I can guarantee. I can guarantee that when you've traveled, it's been for two reasons. Either you wanted to or you had to, and nobody had to convince you to do it. What does that mean? You'll never have to sell a person to go on a trip, whether it's for business, personal, vacation, or whatever it may be. They're going to do it anyway. But what we're going to do is we have become the Uber of the travel industry, and we're going to show them how to do it much differently, but more importantly, provide an opportunity for you to benefit from it. Now, let's talk about some education here. Let me kind of educate you as if I'm the travel expert. Here's something that I recently learned myself. I learned that with all of the different travel websites that all of us have seen out there, Travelocity, Orbitz, Trivago, rentalcars.com, Kayak, Agoda, hotels.com, Priceline. I thought that all of these were individual companies. But as I got educated, I realized that they're all owned by two companies. On the screen, you'll see it says a monopoly, but we use a term called duopoly. Why? There's only two of them. Two companies that own all of these different brands that they have in their network. And here's what has taken place. There's something that's called price parity. What is price parity? Price parity simply means this. It means that there's a concept, whereas when you go to these different websites, the prices are very similar, not much different whatsoever. Right? And so what we're going to do here is share with you how we've actually been able to partner with Extreme Travel and pass those savings on to you. Pass them on to your customer and pass them on to you as well. How do we do it? Here's what we've done. What we put together is a wholesale travel booking platform. Now, there's three ways to actually purchase travel. Three ways. First way is what we call retail. It's what everybody else does. With all of those booking engines that we just talked about, those companies, they spend billions of dollars a year doing all of the advertising, drawing you to the sites based off of the color of the website, or based off of how the design of the logo, or basically things that interest you, but they're pretty much all the same thing. What we've done is that we've created the second or the third way of how to buy travel. Way number two to buy it is discounted travel. Some of you seen discounted websites that you can go on and buy last minute trips, or you can buy trips or hotels or flights, whereas you don't even know what time you're going to depart, or you don't know what time you're actually going to come back, or even buying some rooms that have already been pre-purchased and you get discounts on them. It's no problem at all with those. I think those are providing a great service to the people. But what if you can count on 100% of the time getting the rock bottom lowest price? Is what we call behind the curtain or member-based pricing. Member-based pricing. In order to have member-based pricing, we can't publish it on the front of our booking engine. We have to give a login. That means that you must be a member. That means our TSAs, or our travel savings ambassadors, our reps, they have a login, and we are able to give customers a login as well. With our travel savings ambassadors, we have prices or savings that are up to 70+% off the retail prices. Different bonuses that are able to be earned as well. And one of the other things that we offer is an optional travel agent opportunity. You say, well, what do you mean? There's people who love the concept of being able to book travel, and I'll share with you the power of Extreme and how so many travel agents have actually joined to become a part of our host travel agency. But what I'm going to do right now is put the main focus on one simple concept, but I want you to understand, if you want to refer travel, there's an opportunity here for you as well. But if you want to be a travel savings ambassador, there's a big opportunity for you here as well. Remember, you've got $8 trillion of inventory, and it's all at your fingertips online. No warehouse, no shipping, no employees, none of that, no deliveries, but $8 trillion worth of inventory. Let's talk to you about our travel agency partnership with Extreme Travel. Right? Top award-winning travel agency over 18 years, and have booked hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of travel. When you take a look at the service that they've actually been able to provide and all of the awards, we're talking about the FunJet Platinum Member 500 Club, Carnival Cruise Line's Pinnacle Club, Royal Caribbean Royal Family, all of these different awards, and there's a list of many, 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 many more. The president of our Extreme Travel, David Manning, is actually on the board of some of the most prestigious travel industries that are out there. Why? Because of 18 years of history, we know the travel industry. Why is this travel agency so important? Because it is the backbone to the opportunity. There's a lot of different companies out there who can provide a discounted website, but they have zero support that's behind them. What does that mean? If your customer books a trip and maybe it's the wrong date, or there's a challenge and there's customer service needed, who are they going to call? A network marketing distributor? We all know distributors are great at selling, horrible at service. That's why the partnership here with Extreme Travel is so critically important. But what I want to go to right now, I want to share with you a couple of concepts about how this product actually does work and kind of give you a little test drive so you'll understand the power of this Travel Savings Ambassador program. Now, let's take a look at, let's go take a look at a couple slides that I'm going to get to here in a second to give you an example. And these are actually real live examples of what we pull from our inventory here. Some people say, are these typical? Very typical. As a matter of fact, we have discounts that are even greater than these. One that I have right here is Expedia.com, $339 per night on Expedia. Going through our travel site, it's $178, $161 per night of savings. Now, here's the cool thing. It's the same room. It's at the exact same time, same location, but there's a difference of $161 that you're going to pay. That's pretty cool. Here's another one, $440 per night. On our site, this is in Paris, France, $130. That person saved $310 for each night. That means after 3 days, $930 of savings. My question is, what could you do with that savings? Why pay 5-star prices to stay in a 5-star hotel? Would you like to pay 3-star prices, but have a 5-star living experience? And it's not only on hotels. Rental cars, $392 in this example. We got $221 on our site, saving $171. Over here, we've got a program that's called Weeks, and we'll share with you how the Weeks program works. Well, Weeks is this. In this example here, this is 1 week-long vacation that you'll be able to choose. $1,215 for that week on hotels.com. But when you go through the iGo program that we have, our website, it was only $712, the exact same place, the exact same hotel, saving $503, same resort, same hotel, same everything. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when you start to look at this, people get very, very excited about the discounts. As a matter of fact, I can tell you this is what really sold me on the program as well. When I start looking at what was really available here, let me see if I can go to the next slide. There we go. There we go. See if I can go next. There we go. Let me go back here. I want to show you something here. Here's something that's pretty cool. You know, instead of having some people come on and share their long-winded testimonials, here's what happens whenever you book your travel event. What happens is you're going to receive a confirmation just like you would on any other booking engine. And what you see here are some people who've actually sent me their testimonials of what they booked. If you see in the top left corner here, you'll see the total cost of this reservation was $945.91. But in the green, you'll see congratulations. Why do we put it in green? Because that's money saved. And what I've learned before is a penny saved is a penny earned. But here, there was $999.77 that were saved, meaning that was almost $1,000 earned. Another one here, $397 for the trip reservation, but the savings, look at this, $848 for this hotel, the Sheraton Salt Lake City Hotel. If you look at the third one, guess what? That's mine. That's yours truly. I went to Mexico, and I went to Cabo San Lucas in Mexico, and I was there at the Paradisus Hotel and Resort, 4.5 star, all inclusive, meaning my food, my drinks, everything, tips, leave your wallet at home, everything was included. I had a 1,200 square foot oceanfront suite with a personal concierge at my beck and call. My cost for 4 nights, 5 days was $1,348, but my savings was $1,589. Awesome. The next one here, you see $287 for the trip, saving $532. Ladies and gentlemen, all over the world now, people are sending in, when we put this in just to the test pilot phase, people are sending in their savings of all of their reservations, but more importantly, what they're saying is that the experience that they're having with extreme travel has been absolutely phenomenal. Now, not only the savings are a benefit, but there's some additional benefits when you become a member or travel savings ambassador. You have access to not only hotels, rental cars, cruises, flights, homes. What do I mean by homes? We've got an inventory of nearly 400,000 homes that many of them are million and multi-million dollar properties that has a personal concierge that will call you 2 weeks in advance and stock the home with whatever it is that you want, anything that you want. These programs typically range from around $13,000 to $25,000 membership just to join for the privilege of paying for these homes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all a part of our inventory, and we'll show you how to access it. Take a look at the site. You'll see many other things that we have, shore excursions, wine clubs, you name it. What we put together is an ecosystem that is a lifestyle-based travel ecosystem. But here's the cool part. What we've done to make sure that our customers and our distributors as well have a rock solid opportunity is we've offered a 110% low price guarantee, meaning that if you dare find another public facing website that is less expensive than ours, we'll give you the difference plus 10% of that difference and make sure that we secure your customer for you. Let's talk about the opportunity. How do we make money? What's the value proposition here? For somebody who's saying, I want to earn some money. I've been in the network marketing industry and I've gone out there time and time again, and I couldn't even sell, I couldn't sell water to somebody who was on fire. Well, guess what? We've got the opportunity for you. But I've got one question for you. Do you boomerang? Do you boomerang? You say, well, what do you mean by boomerang? Boomerang is a concept that we have that's a part of the company that allows you to actually give out goodwill. Do you think if you gave somebody savings, is that goodwill? Well, of course. But the boomerang philosophy means that when you throw something out goodwill, guess what? The same thing comes back to you. So what we've been able to do is give customers a free website. That means that the onboarding costs nothing, the product maintenance costs nothing, and they're able to enjoy 50% of the savings that are available to our distributors. 50% of that's available, 50% of the savings. So what happens is this, when they get 50%, there's another 50% that we've actually put through a compensation plan. Let me share with you what's revolutionary here. Now, you may say, well, Holton, I've been a part of travel programs. Well, that's great. And if you're a part of one now, hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're having success. But one of the things I'm very proud of to say is this, what I'm about to show you is unprecedented in the industry of network marketing. We have an exclusive on it, and this is the very first time that it's ever been done. I want you to position yourself, as I've talked about Uber so much, I want you to position yourself and go back 10, 11 years when Uber was actually being thought of. If you have the opportunity to actually be there at the very beginning and be an investor or be a part of Uber, do you think your lifestyle could be a little different? It was a revolutionary concept that had never been done before. And right now, one of the fastest growing company in the history of the world. Pay close attention to what I'm about to share with you right now, because you'll never be able to see this at this moment ever again with any other opportunity outside of what we have to offer to you. Boomerang example one, real simple. On your left, what you're going to see is two actual hotel bookings, the exact same hotel. This is 5 days, 4 nights. This was actually a property that I was actually going to go visit myself. 4.5 star in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. On the left, you'll see a TSA, Travel Savings Ambassador member site, 70% off of retail. Almost $4,900 was the retail price. Our price is $1,467. Pretty good, right? It's incredible. That's almost $3,400 in savings. On the right, what you're going to see is what you can give to your customer. You give your customer a Boomerang website, and they're able to see the identical inventory, but there's only one difference. They only receive 50% of what those savings are. That means in this example, they got 35% savings. They saved $1,699. You threw out a Boomerang and had your customers save $1,699. Well, what came back to you? Well, if there's another $1,699 that's available, here's what we do with it. We're going to take 50% of those savings, and because you were the person to give them the website and get them registered, we're going to give you 50% of it. That's $849.75 that comes back to you in the form of a commission. Well, you say, Holton, there's another $849 that's available. How does that happen? What happens to that? Well, what we're going to do is take 70% of that $595, and run that through a unilevel commission, allowing the organization that have actually helped you build your business override that. And then the other 15%, the company keeps it. That means that in this example, for every Boomerang customer, we pay out 85% of the money. Now, you're probably saying, Holton, how can you do that? The company's going to go bankrupt. Well, we're taking goodwill, basically, savings, which there's no manufacturing cost to savings. There's no shipping cost to the savings. There's no administrative cost to the savings. There's no customer service needed for the savings. And so we can give out all of that because it's simply savings, and we're now able to make it commissionable. Let me give you a couple of examples of how you can actually earn the money, give you a couple of conservative examples, as well as an aggressive model. Now, I want you to just pay attention here and ask yourself a couple of questions. If you can answer yes to what I'm about to show you, it means that you're a great candidate for being a travel savings ambassador, and you can start your way to earning money without selling. If you answer no, that I can't do this, this is probably not the program for you. And what we love for you to do is get with the person who invited you and ask them, how can you become one of their customers? It's free. It costs you nothing. And you, for the remainder of your life, are now able to travel 5-star and first class, but for coach and 3-star prices. Let me give you an example here. The customer acquisition model. This is for the person in the organization right now or watching who's saying, I don't want to recruit anyone, just want to earn some money without selling. Now, here's what you do. My question is, can you give 10 websites to someone for free? It costs them nothing to receive it. It costs them nothing to maintain it. It's their own website. They have ownership. That inventory of $8 trillion, they have access to it as well at a discounted price. But when you give it to 10 people, here's a model that I want to give you an example of. Let's just imagine when you do that, these 10 customers on the average take one trip or one vacation per year. What we've realized is that the average vacation has about $600 of savings. $600 of savings. But the total savings, because you've got 10 people, is $6,000. Now, because you gave away $6,000 in savings, you get 50% of that. You earned a $3,000 commission. How long did it take you to give 10 websites away? We've got people who've given away 25, 50 websites in less than 2 hours that they've got people set up. I've got a gentleman who wants to do our program so bad. He's in a program now where he's actually acquiring 100 customers every single day. Okay? And so what we're talking about is something very simple. Let me give you another model here, a more moderate example. What if you went out and you put a little bit more effort and you got 100 customers? 100. Now, 100 customers, forget about what it says 10 here. We'll change that for the next presentation. You'll see that it'll say 100. 100 customers actually take one trip per year, the same savings. $60,000 in savings, you've got a $30,000 income, and you have not recruited or enrolled one distributor. There's other people who are more aggressive, and I'll use the same example. Let's just say that they went out and they got 1,000 customers. Let's say it took you a year or 2 years, or maybe you're in a service-based business, or maybe you're part of a nonprofit. You know, one of the first people that I went to was my pastor and told him, here's a way for you to give out something to the church that doesn't cost them anything. It'll save them money, but when they use it, they're using a website that's connected to the church through a nonprofit. And now 50% of those savings come back to the church, and it's going to help accelerate a lot of the programs that are out there. There's so many different models that one can actually use. I want to switch gears now and talk about the team builder. If you know for a fact that you can go out and have 10 customers yourself, do you believe that you can share the opportunity with others who are looking to earn an income without having the pressures of doing the selling? Let's just imagine you in this example, that you go out and you build a team of 1,000 distributors, 1,000 travel savings ambassadors. And let's just say that you teach each one of them to get their 10 customers. What happens is this: that's 10,000 customers that you have in the network now. Each customer takes one trip per year, and in this example, saving $600 per trip. That means that there's 12,600 travel savings dollars every day going through your organization. Well, what comes back to you? Well, we can't give you 50% of that number because you didn't do all the work. Your team did all of the work, or the majority of it, but you're going to receive an override. How? Almost about 10%, it could be 8%, it could be 12, but let's just use the number 10% of the override that you'll receive based on how your business is structured, meaning $1,260 income that you're receiving daily. Why? There's 27 trips or vacations that are actually being initiated every day when you've got 10,000 customers in your network. $37,000 a month, $453,000 per year with just a team of 1,000 people. To go a little bit more moderate, if you built a team of 10,000. As a matter of fact, here's what I'll do. Instead of going through all of that math, I'll give you an opportunity for you to be able to name your own team. To give you an example that I'll actually put in here, let me stop sharing the screen here and give you another model here, for example. I want to share with you here. Let's go back to Keynote here, right? Is that it?
No, back to Keynote.
Right there? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm switching screens here. I'm still not the expert at this. That's the model that I can put the numbers in, right? Okay, so now let's talk about it for a second. Now, for those of you who are on the screen right now, if you're on Zoom, here's what I'd love for you to do. I'd love for somebody to post in the chat there, in the comments, give me the number of the size of team that you've built before in your network marketing organization. What's the largest team that you've actually built before? So we can actually take a look at what these numbers are. Somebody just put some number in, and I'll give you an example of what the income stream could have actually been. Somebody said 2,100. I'll use the first three: 2,100, 100, and 150. Okay, 2,100, 100, and 150. Uh-oh. There we go. 2,100. So let's just say that if you had 2,100, man, we've got a lot of people with some different numbers here. 2,100 people in your organization. Here's what happens. Each person having 10 boomerang customers, that's 58 trips per day, saving $600 per trip. That's 24,164 travel savings dollars. On a daily basis, you're earning $2,416, $72,000 per month, just shy of $1 million per year. He says, well, how is it possible? How is it possible? Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, all 2,100 people can actually quit, but the customers are free. They stay. That means that you've got a business that every time you add a customer, you're adding to your income. Traditional network marketing, it's build and replace, build and replace, build and replace. I use 100. Somebody said that they had 100 people on their team, 150. Give you a different number here. 150 people on your team, that's 4 trips that people are taking per day. Average $600, $173 per day that you're earning, $5,000 per month, $62,000 per year. With a team of 100, they get 10 customers. They get 20, guess what? That's more, that's double the income. And so for some of you out there who are bigger networkers, I saw a big number in there like 6,000 somebody's had before. Here's what will happen in this example. If you had 6,000 members on your team who got 10 customers, 164 trips per day, but it's netting you $6,904 per day, $207,000 per month, $2 million, almost $2.5 million per year. See, ladies and gentlemen, looking at these numbers, here's what's going through most of your mind. This is too good to be true. They said the exact same thing about Amazon. How can I start a company, don't manufacture anything, and earn $1 billion the very first year? It's about expanding and doing something much different than you've ever done before. And so for those of you who've had bigger numbers, you can do the multiplier and you can understand exactly what it is that we're talking about here. Let's get back to this presentation. So I want to share with you how to actually get yourself started in the business and what's next for you. Because getting started here is absolutely simple way to get started. And we're right through what we call our pre-launch phase of the business. Let me get the new screen up here for a second, and here we go, exit out of that one. As you can see, I'm not the expert. I've got the experts over here working for me. There we go. Is that it?
I think you're sharing.
Okay, there we go. I'm sharing. Now let me go to the next screen here. Let me hit play.
No, don't hit play. Don't hit play.
Don't hit play?
Yeah.
Nothing's happening. Gotta hit play.
How are you going to the next slide before?
Basically, what this means is that if I can do this, anybody can do it. Okay. Hit play.
We were having a problem where your slides weren't advancing.
There we go. Okay, so I'm going to advance through these slides here and get to the point where to share with you exactly what we need to do to get you started. Getting started through the pre-launch concept. What we've done is put together a pre-launch compensation plan that basically is a single fast start compensation plan that will pay out 6 different levels based off of which level you enroll into the business. And there's some simple qualifiers that are over here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very explosive. And our pre-launch link, are we going to be live after this today?
Very shortly. We're working.
Very shortly, we're going to be live. We've got thousands of people ready to sign up, and we will actually have our pre-launch link that will be emailed or sent to you by your sponsor so you can start the enrollment process. Let's talk about what's next here. All righty, here we go. Getting started is $49. That's all that you'll be able to actually pay today getting started. This is what we call standby. The $49.95 pack actually gets you a Boomerang customer site. You'll receive 5 Boomerangs yourself. At this level, you're only receiving 50% of the savings. You also have the opportunity to become an optional travel agent and refer the travel to Extreme Travel and receive 25% of all referral commissions, meaning that if you want to do groups, if you got weddings and cruises and people that you know who want to do groups, you send it to Extreme. They do all the work, 25% of the commissions come right back to you. Now, 3 optional methods of getting started. The first one is what we call Coach Class. Coach is $250 for that particular package. With that, you're going to receive hotels, flights, and rental cars in that particular package. You'll receive 10 Boomerangs as well that you can actually send out for customers. You'll receive 25% of the travel commissions that will be available. And here you start off at 10% in the binary team commission sales. Now, I want to clarify one thing that I misspoke on yesterday, is that we talked about this one being $49.95 per month maintenance. That is select countries that will actually post which countries qualify for the $49.95 monthly, because some of the features may not necessarily be available in those countries. But North America, actually, all services are $99 per month in North America. But we'll let you know which countries are available for $49 when it comes to the Coach Class. But when you upgrade to business class, you can do that You get the coach class, plus you get all the cruises. You'll receive 25 boomerangs. You'll receive all of the savings that are available, and also an additional 2% commissions in your dual team. Now, first class is what we call the buffet plan. Everything that we have available, you get it in first class, 50 boomerangs. But here's what's cool. With the first class package, we're running a promotion. We call it the Founders Package right now. For those people who exercise the first class package at $1,000, you're going to receive not 15% in your dual team commissions, 20% grandfathered for one entire year, regardless of what your qualifications are. And one additional benefit is that you'll also receive 2-week pre-sale notice on all VIP first reservations for all of these exotic trips that we actually take. But ladies and gentlemen, I can go through and tell you about all of the other features that we have and how great it is. The main thing is making sure that you get yourself started. We welcome you and invite you to become a part of this pre-launch event with Countdown for Freedom. I want to share with you a couple of events that we're having, and then I'll close out by telling you when our next call will take place. February the 18th, which was yesterday, is actually the kickoff that we did. And today, we're 24 hours into pre-launch of this incredible opportunity. On March the 8th, we're going to have our first VIP liftoff party and brand reveal. It's going to be at my house. Your leader will let you know how you can qualify to attend. What I can tell you is this, is that for most leaders, they put a qualifier in there. Some of them have said between the time of yesterday and the party, you must have enrolled personally at least 10, some said 15 business and first class enrollment packages to even qualify. And they're only taking the top who've sponsored more than 10, the top over 10. So get with their leader and they'll let you know what those qualifications are. Now, on March the 9th in Houston, Texas, it's going to be sold out. We already know it. And this is going to be the Global Liftoff Event and Opportunity Day. All over the entire world, we will actually broadcast everybody from around the world, all of the different meetings, and have a large kickoff training. We invite everyone to come in Houston. If you can't find a location, put a location together yourself. We want to recognize you for what you're doing. And on March the 11th, ladies and gentlemen, is the package that you choose today. It won't be charged until March the 11th. Now, your $49.95 will be charged the day that you go into the system, but your package, your coach, business, or first class will actually be charged on the system on March the 11th. But March the 11th is very special. March the 11th is what we start Mission 10K. What is Mission 10K? Mission 10K is that week between March the 11th and March the 18th that we're going to shatter records, and we will have over 10,000 new people to become a part of this movement as travel savings ambassadors. Our mission as well is in our first 90 days, we're stretching ourselves. Our mission is to capture and acquire 1 million retail customers in our system. And ladies and gentlemen, when you start to understand the power of this boomerang concept, you'll understand it's just as simple as inviting somebody and asking them if you could actually stay at 5-star resorts for 3-star prices. Would you love a free website so you can have these benefits for the rest of your life? Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's not one person that I've asked who said no. Not only have they said yes, most of them wanted to know, is there an opportunity behind it? And ladies and gentlemen, you just saw it. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. I know some of you took a time from work and took a lunch break to go out and take a look at this presentation. What I strongly recommend to you is this: get with the person who invited you. They'll send you a link. But more importantly, if you are aggressive and you want to really maximize this opportunity, my suggestion is make sure you have a minimum of 10 people on tonight's call at 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be doing another presentation, the final one for tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in the process of liftoff. Each and every one of you, I wish you much success. We'll see you at the top. Goodbye, everybody. Not yet. Not yet. Am I off, T. Gray? Nope. There we go.